Time now to welcome in our intrepid insider, Elliotte Friedman. Elliotte, listen, things have not gone so well for the Montreal Canadiens. Lowest scoring team in the National Hockey League, and you say possibly some changes could be coming up front.
Well, I think, as we said on the weekend, David, Marc Bergevin doesn't want to give off the impression of panic, and he's not going to make a move that he sees as panic. But I do think one thing they're going to take a look at is test the market on Andrew Shaw. Now, the biggest issue, David, with Shaw is we got 4 years left at $3.9 million, so it might take the Canadiens being willing to be flexible, either taking a contract back or eating some money to get it done. But I do think they're going to test the market on him and see what's out there. And I think the toughest thing right now, though, is to trade guys with term, and he's certainly got it.
Well, Bergevin had no problem trading a former Hab now in Mikhail Sergachev. It hasn't worked out that great. Sergachev has more goals himself than the entire Habs blue line. Talk about salt in the wounds. He's clearly sticking with the Lightning. What does that mean?
Well, what I think it means is that, the one thing, we all look at the 9th game, right, and the 10th game. Everyone says, well, you get your 10th game, and that wipes a year off your entry-level contract. I don't think teams care about that one as much, Dave. I think they care more about the 40th game on the roster. And if you're on a roster for 40 games, whether you play in them or not, that's a year towards free agency and a year towards salary arbitration. I think the teams care about that more. Now, the extra wrinkle in Sergachev's case is if they send him back before the 40th game, they get a second-round draft pick from the Montreal Canadiens. And I think when the season started, one of the things I wondered was, what would be more valuable to a team chasing the Stanley Cup? Sergachev or that second-round pick to go out and get something that you may need? I think, Dave, at the beginning of the year, I probably said the second-rounder. Now I'm beginning to think Sergachev is that good. Tampa's going to keep him and not worry about the pick.
Hey, if he keeps up the pace he's keeping, he's staying with that team, second round choice or not. Another former first-rounder, Matt Barzal, he scores his first NHL goal for the Islanders a few days ago. And, how are they viewing his development right now?
Well, I think they like him a lot. He said at the beginning he was very timid, and he talked about how he got hit by Kevin Bieksa during the first week in Anaheim. He said, Bieksa killed me, and after that it was like, okay, I've taken my first hit now, and he started to feel a lot more confident. He's a really talented guy, Dave, and the great story I heard about him, and the reason I wanted to talk to him is, I heard during his draft year, during one of his interviews, a team said to him, what happens if we don't take you? And basically his answer was like, well, good luck to you if you don't do that. And I asked him about it. I said, is that true? And he kind of laughed, and he didn't really know how to answer the question. And he said, look, I don't think I quite said it like that, or meant it like that, but I didn't want to give a generic answer. And if I was a scout or a GM, that's the kind of answer I want to hear from a player. Like, you should take me. But he's a confident guy. He said he's learned an awful lot. He feels he's a much better player. The other thing I really like, he said, Dave, I said, what are your goals for this year? He said, well, now that I know I'm going to be on the Islanders, I think as a rookie, you should believe you can win the Calder Trophy, and I want to make a positive impact every night. Confident lad.
You want confidence, especially in your first-round draft picks. No shortage of that on the island. All right, great stuff as always. Thank you so much, Elliotte.
My pleasure, Dave.